Welcome to my Uma review of Mejiro Dober. She is a 3-star turf, strategies late, she can run mile or medium, and she was released this month, December 2025, and she's currently on banner. Her stat bonuses are 10% in speed and 20% in wit. Should we pull for Mejiro Dober? Well, if you have the gems to spare, it does not hurt your account. She's a good late, and she can be a good parent. Her skill inherited can be paired with other skills, like Ryan's, which we'll talk about soon. But if you have to choose between, let's say, Dober and Christmas Ogre, which is about to come out, I would say pull for Christmas Ogre. She's going to be way better for your account. However, if you have the gems to spare, you're a whale, a dolphin, whatever it is, Dober does not hurt your account at all. So let's talk about why. So her stat bonuses are pretty good, 10% in speed, 20% in wit. I like that a lot. You could do a lot with that. You could literally run like maybe one wit card to max out your wit as much as possible. You don't even have to really get a wit card. If you just do wit training on the side, that 20% could look a little juicy. So in general, I think her stat bonuses are pretty good. So I would also say her skill is pretty interesting and it can be good, but the caveat is when it can activate. So there's a lot going on with this skill. So the way her skill works is if it's either the early, mid, or late race, and she's on a corner, but it's not the final corner, and her order rate, which is if you take her position and turn it into percentage, she has to be between 50% and 70%. What that means basically is if there are 10 horses in a race, her position has to be 5th, 6th, or 7th. This will occur, and it will increase her acceleration by 0.4, or if it is during the mid race and she's on a corner and it is the final corner, and again the order rate is 50% to 70%, it can also occur to increase her acceleration by 0.4. Now there is a caveat here. During this entire race, she cannot be considered rushed at all. I've talked about rushed before, but let me give a little summary of what that is. So basically what rushed is randomly during the first half of the course, the Uma can basically increase her stamina consumption by 60%, and she can change the way she's running. So for example, if you're running as a late surger, she might change to a pace chaser for no reason. And this can occur for up to 12 seconds, but every 3 seconds, there's a 55% chance to break it. So that's pretty good. And the way rushed is determined is actually by your wit. So the higher wit or wisdom you have, the less likely your character will become rushed. And rushed is calculated literally at the start of the race. So if you don't hit like a certain wit check, or you don't have enough wit or something like that, then your character will become rushed. So that's why this skill is kind of interesting and also a little bit of a gambler, because if you become rushed, then the skill's kind of useless. So you really want to make sure that if you are running this skill, you have very high wisdom or wit so that you have a very low chance of becoming rushed. And if you inherit this skill, it goes from 0.4 to 0.2 increase in acceleration, and the duration also decreases from 4 seconds to 2.4 seconds. So it's not bad, I guess, if it's inherited. It can be paired with other skills as well. I sort of brought this up in the beginning, so it kind of reminds me a bit of Major Orion's skill, which is it basically does the same thing, except the order rate is a little bit more strict. So you have to be 65% to 70% in your order rate. So that's a bit more strict, but it does give the increased acceleration, and it does not have the rushed restriction. So you could inherit maybe Major Dober and Major Orion skills together to hopefully get like that increase in acceleration and gamble on it. That's just if you're running a late surger though. So overall, like, the skill is pretty good. It just depends on if you actually hit the conditions properly. And this can only be run on a late surger. You can't run this on anybody else because of the order rate restriction. So let's talk about her awakening skills now. So for her level 3, she gets All Seeing Eye. Will basically give a stamina debuff of 0.03 to any horses within Major Dober's vision, which is pretty decent. And especially since she's considered a late surger, it's going to be a lot of the horses in front of her. So I think that's pretty decent if you're going to run Major Dober as a debuffer and you inherit maybe some other type of debuffing skills. And then we have level 5, Yodo Invicta, which increases the stamina and wit by 60 each if she's running on a Kyoto race course, which, that's really specific. So if you're running a CM and it's a Kyoto race course, then this is good for you. but, you know, it's not going to happen too often. And also, this would not be great for team trials because team trials, you know, is not specifically a Kyoto race course. It could be something else. So I would say that her level 3 could be worth it for Awakening, but her level 5 is pretty specific. So I wouldn't bother with my resources. I would rather use those resources on someone else. And then let's just talk about her secret events. So as you can see, all 3 of them are just her winning some races. And if she wins these races, she will get increases to her stats and she will unlock hints towards specific skills. So, you know, it's good to know these things because if you're running Mejiro Dober and you're aware of her secret events, then you can get some extra skill hints and stats and stuff like that. And then finally, these are her objective races that she has to do. I don't think there's anything pretty notable here. Everything is medium mile for the most part, but there is one in long. So, you know, just be careful with that because she does not have aptitude in long. Her aptitude in long is actually F. There's no point in trying to increase that. You're not, you know, you just gotta run in the race. You don't really need to win it. So, but it's just good to know that, you know, she does have one long race. Thank you so much for watching my review video of Mejiro Dober. If you have any questions, comments, please feel free to put them in the comment section. Otherwise, I will see you guys soon. Bye!